Well, you probably know my predilection for the lesser-known brands from Central Europe and Eastern Europe and a little bit from Western Europe. This is one of those Central European pens. This is made by a company called alternately Toes, sometimes Pencala. Originally was called Moster Pencala, and then they also have some pens that are called Rex pens. Trouble is, it's kind of hard to get information about them, but this is a small Croatian-based company that survived through various name changes through the Cold War in Zagreb. The Toes, of course, is Pencil Factory of Zagreb, which makes sense in their language. This pen, I don't have a name for it, although I found a similar pen because Toes actually cooperated with some of the Western European manufacturers, particularly Reform and Pelikan. And I'm going to show you a Reform in a minute that's very similar to it. So this is a Rex pen. I don't have a model number for it. There's none written on it. The branding is on the cap. It just says Rex pen. And it says Rex pen again. There's nothing on the body. It's just a plain green body. And then, typical of a lot of Rex pens, it has that little design element on the cap. Clip. Open it up. Segmented ink window, which I seem to have a lot of these with that. And a German Bach nib. When I see this, I know it's going to be a good writing experience. Now, before I fill it up, I just want to show you a relative. This is the Reform 4328. I've done a review of this pen, or a first impression, I don't remember which. You can tell it's a little more slick design. It has it does have a piston turning knob, but it's better hidden, more flush. Yes, plastic cap, but we're seeing a similar design up here for the finial and the way the clip goes on. Uncap it, segmented ink window. And what? Another one of those cool Bach nibs. So, I think these pens share a heritage. I'm going to fill it up with Kyonoto Urahiro ink, which stands for the green on the underside of a leaf. I just want to see how it shades in this pen, so that's why I picked this pen. Of course, being a vintage pen, I have attempted to clean it, both with water and with pen flush, because I don't want to have anything nasty in it or leftover ink from the previous owner. And but I have not written with it because this is a first impression, and if I write with it, that sort of nullifies the point of doing a first impression, right? So there we go. Cleaned off the nib. I think I could have done another full go around with that, but yeah, because it's not quite filled to the top of the ink window there. But it'll work for our purposes. For lack of a model number, I'm just going to call it a Rexpen Green. The ink in it is Kyonoto. Urahiro. Like I said, the green on the underside of a leaf. Flex, well, what do you expect? This is one of those amazing vintage Bach nibs. Of course it has lots of flex. Wetness and flow shouldn't be a problem. I see my camera is about to die. This is my 9th first impression I filmed this morning, so there is that. Smear test. This ink really seems like it doesn't want to soak into the paper, which is interesting. Reverse writing. If I can get through the Pier Gustafson test, I'll be happy. So I'm going to rush it here because it says I got 1 minute of recording left. So scratchy extra fine and Pier Gustafson test. Oh, yeah. So, we're still recording, but just barely. I've got a big warning popped up on my camcorder screen, but you can see this pen did not do so hot with the Pier Gustafson test. Although this ink has some rather unique properties, so I think it will be interesting, perhaps in the future, to use it with a different ink and find out what happens. Just barely made it. Pocket test. Slips into the pocket very well. But yeah, that kind of thing just happens sometimes where it's just not the right ink for that pen. This is a interesting ink, but the brand can be tricky. Is that a good word? I don't always have success with this ink in every pen, or this brand in every pen. So I think you just got to see one of the failures. And that's why I should add this warning. This is a first impression. I have to use this pen with a variety of inks, a variety of papers, variety of writing conditions, before I know how I like the pen, before I can actually do an honest review on it. I started doing these first impressions mostly so you could see some of these fun pens that I'm getting. And get a chance to experience them along with me, I guess. So you got to see my first impression, a little bit of yipe, but we'll see. Maybe as it saturates the feed, we'll get more writing. I'm certainly impressed with the feel of the nib and the line variation I got. Just not so much with the way the Pier Gustafson test turned out. So we'll revisit it later, and I want to thank you for watching. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.